Have you ever played a game and thought, wow, she just carried the whole thing? Because same. Today we're diving into something I'm really excited about. Top 10 best video games with female main characters. These are the games where the women aren't just in the story, they own it. Whether they're outsmarting enemies, saving worlds, or battling their own inner demons, every one of these characters brings something unforgettable to the table. So if you're into powerful stories, epic gameplay, and leads who seriously leave a mark, you're in for a treat. Let's jump right in. You ever stumble on a game that feels like a hidden gem nobody talks about, but once you play it, you're hooked? That's exactly what ReCore is like. Set on a dusty, dangerous planet full of mystery and malfunctioning machines, you step into the boots of Jewel, one of the last humans trying to bring life back to a forgotten world. And honestly, it's way more fun than it sounds. The game throws you into this wild mix of fast-paced third-person shooting, slick platforming, and robot companion swapping that actually feels super satisfying once you get the hang of it. And let me tell you, exploring those ruined sci-fi landscapes and jumping through massive puzzle-filled dungeons with your trusty Corebot sidekicks never gets old. Each bot has its own personality and powers, so switching between them mid-fight or puzzle gives the game this fun, strategic twist. Sure, it's not some big budget blockbuster, but there's heart here, like real heart. You can feel the ambition in every corner of the map, and while it's not perfect, the charm, gameplay, and world building totally make ReCore one of those underrated adventures that sticks with you long after the credits roll. You ever play a game that just grabs you right from the opening scene and doesn't let go? That's exactly what Tomb Raider 2013 does, and it does it with serious style. This is Lara Croft, like you've never seen her before, raw, vulnerable, but insanely determined, and watching her transform from an inexperienced survivor into a total force of nature is honestly one of the best parts of the entire journey. The island you're stranded on is packed with danger, ancient secrets, and brutal enemies, and the way the game balances intense combat, clever puzzle solving, and cinematic exploration makes every moment feel exciting and meaningful. Whether you're hunting through dark tombs, scaling cliffs in a raging storm, or pulling off crazy last-second escapes, there's this constant sense of adrenaline and discovery that just keeps pushing you forward. The controls feel tight, the visuals still hold up surprisingly well, and the pacing never really drags. It's one of those games that makes you want to keep going just to see what's around the next corner. If you love action-adventure games with strong storytelling, epic set pieces, and a main character you actually care about, Tomb Raider 2013 is absolutely one of the most memorable reboots out there.
Gotta go check in. Need anything? Nah, I'm good.
Have you ever played a game where you just stop and stare because the world is so insanely beautiful and alive? That's Horizon Zero Dawn in a nutshell. This jaw-dropping mix of lush forests, snowy peaks, and massive robotic beasts roaming around like wildlife. And you're right in the middle of it all as Aloy, this fierce, curious, totally badass hunter with a bow and a serious drive to uncover the truth about her world. The way the game blends nature and futuristic tech is honestly wild. You'll be sneaking through tall grass 1 minute and taking down a towering machine dinosaur the next, using traps, gadgets, and precision shots that feel so satisfying when you pull them off. What really makes it special, though, is the sense of discovery. Like every corner of the map is hiding something worth exploring, whether it's ancient ruins or little pieces of a bigger mystery that keeps pulling you deeper into the story. And Aloy herself? She's one of the most well-written, grounded protagonists in gaming, smart, strong, and easy to root for the whole way through. From epic battles to quiet moments where you're just soaking in the world, Horizon Zero Dawn nails that feeling of adventure that makes open-world games unforgettable. You ever play a game that doesn't just tell a story, it pulls you inside someone's mind and makes you feel every step of their journey? That's exactly what Hellblade's Senua's Sacrifice does, and it hits different from anything else out there. The moment you step into Senua's world, it's like the line between reality and nightmare starts to blur. And the way the game uses audio, visuals, and atmosphere to put you in her shoes is seriously next level, especially with headphones on. The combat feels raw and personal, more about timing and intensity than flashy combos. And the puzzles are weirdly immersive, often tied to perception in a way that keeps you constantly engaged. But what really makes this game unforgettable is the emotional weight. It's not just about fighting enemies, it's about pushing through grief, fear, and voices that won't let up. And the fact that the game never holds your hand makes that journey feel so real and powerful. Every moment is dripping with tension, beauty, and meaning. And by the end, you're not just playing a game, you're surviving alongside someone who refuses to give up, no matter how dark things get.
Someone's behind. What is it? She can feel it. No. Don't open the door. No, go.
Have you ever played a game that made you feel like you just stepped into a twisted sci-fi dream where reality keeps bending around you? That's exactly what Control throws at you right from the start, and man, it's a wild ride in the best way possible. You play as Jesse, who shows up at this strange government building called the Federal Bureau of Control looking for answers. And within minutes, you're the new director with a mysterious shape-shifting gun and psychic powers that let you launch furniture with your mind and float through the air like a total badass. The building itself, known as the Oldest House, is constantly shifting, full of creepy secrets and surreal spaces that feel like you're walking through a living nightmare mixed with a modern art museum, and every room you enter feels like something out of a fever dream. The combat is super snappy and stylish, and once you unlock more powers, it's insanely fun to chain everything together and take out enemies with a combo of gunfire and telekinetic chaos. But it's not just about action, there's this mysterious vibe running through everything that keeps you glued to every weird document, every creepy audio log, and every question that somehow leads to even more questions. It's one of those rare games where you finish it and immediately want to dive back in just to make sense of all the madness. And honestly, it's one of the coolest and most unique single-player experiences I've ever played.
The same gun. Now I have a gun.
If you've ever wanted to feel like the absolute definition of stylish while kicking monster butt in high heels in slow motion, Bayonetta 2 delivers that fantasy in full force and never lets up for a second. And honestly, it's one of the most over-the-top, ridiculously fun action games I've ever played. Like, every single fight feels like a boss battle, and every combo you pull off just explodes with energy, flair, and pure attitude. You step into the heels of Bayonetta, this insanely powerful witch who wields guns on her feet, summons demonic creatures mid-fight, and taunts enemies like it's a game show, all while tearing through waves of angels and monsters in jaw-droppingly epic environments that make you feel like you're fighting on the edge of the universe half the time. The combat is where it shines brightest, super fluid, fast-paced, and incredibly satisfying with mechanics that reward timing, style, and creative combos. And once you get in the rhythm, it feels like you're dancing through chaos while every hit lands with a punch of visual madness. And while the story goes totally off the rails in the best way possible, it's the kind of game where you're not here for logic. You're here to feel powerful, cool, and entertained from the first second to the last, and Bayonetta 2 just gets it, offering up non-stop action with a ton of personality and flair that makes it unforgettable for anyone who loves stylish, skill-based gameplay with a big dose of crazy fun. Okay, imagine this. You're dropped into a world that's bleak, beautiful, and completely bonkers in the best way possible. And you're playing as this ultra-cool android named 2B who can slice through enemies with style and precision like a total boss. That's NieR Automata, and man, it's an experience you won't forget anytime soon. This game throws you into a post-apocalyptic Earth where machines and androids are locked in an endless war. And it's not just about flashy combat, though yeah, the combat absolutely slaps. It's also about the weird twists, the deep emotions, and those jaw-dropping moments where you're like, wait, did that really just happen? The gameplay is fast, smooth, and super addictive, mixing hack and slash with bullet hell chaos in the most unexpected ways. And just when you think you've seen it all, the game flips the script. Again and again. The world feels haunting and surreal, the music is on another level, and the way the story unfolds through multiple playthroughs is honestly genius. It makes you think, feel, and question everything in the coolest sci-fi way possible. Whether you're in it for the insane action, the killer atmosphere, or just to vibe with one of gaming's most iconic heroines, NieR Automata is one of those rare titles that stays with you long after the credits roll. Trust me, this one's a must-play. You ever dive into a game thinking you're just gonna shoot some aliens and end up spiraling down a mind-bending psychological rabbit hole where every death isn't just frustrating, it actually means something? That's Returnal for you, a game that grabs you with its fast-paced bullet hell chaos and keeps you hooked with a mysterious, looping sci-fi story that makes you question everything the longer you play. And let me tell you, the gameplay is absolutely electric dodging, a screen full of glowing projectiles, while dual-wielding alien tech never stops feeling intense. And the way the world reshapes itself every time you die makes every run feel like a new challenge that demands your focus, your reflexes, and your curiosity all at once. Plus, the atmosphere is just wild. This alien planet is haunting and beautiful, filled with creepy ruins, pulsing alien life, and a sense of isolation that gets under your skin in the best way possible. And on top of all that, the game throws in psychological horror elements that slowly build this eerie, emotional depth to the story without ever getting in the way of the action. So if you're into games that test your skill, mess with your head, and keep surprising you even after hours of playing, Returnal is one of those rare experiences that gets better the more you lose, and trust me, you'll lose a lot, but you'll love every second of it. You ever finish a game and just sit there, controller in hand, completely drained but totally blown away? That's exactly what happened to me after playing The Last of Us Part 2 Waytucked. It's not just a game, it's an emotional roller coaster that hits you with raw, unfiltered storytelling and gameplay that constantly keeps you on edge. You're sneaking through ruined buildings with your heart pounding, scavenging for every last bullet, like your life depends on it. Because it does. And the combat is so gritty and up close, it feels almost too real. But what really makes this game unforgettable is the way it dives deep into themes like loss, revenge, and forgiveness with this brutal honesty that few games even attempt. The environments are absolutely stunning, from overgrown cityscapes to stormy forests, and they're packed with little details that make the world feel alive and decayed at the same time. And then there's the characters. Man, they're complex, flawed, and so human that you end up thinking about their choices long after you've turned the console off. It's the kind of experience that doesn't just entertain you, it sticks with you, challenges you, and makes you question how you feel about everything that happened. So if you're ready for a game that pushes boundaries emotionally and mechanically, The Last of Us Part 2 is one of those rare titles that punches you in the gut and still leaves you wanting more.
okay? No way we're finding her before scars are infected.
You know that feeling when a sequel doesn't just live up to expectations, but completely blows past them? That's exactly what A Plague Tale Requiem does. It grabs your attention from the first scene and never lets go, taking the emotional intensity, stealth gameplay, and world building of the first game and turning everything up to 11. You're back with Amisha and Hugo, only now the stakes are even higher and the world feels bigger, more dangerous, and absolutely gorgeous in a dark, haunting way. Whether you're sneaking through crumbling towns, creeping past guards with your heart racing, or watching the sheer chaos of thousands of rats swarming across the screen, the tension never really lets up. And what makes it hit even harder is how personal it all feels. Like you're not just playing a story, you're living it with them. The visuals are jaw-dropping, the music punches you right in the emotions, and the pacing keeps things constantly engaging without ever losing that deep, story-driven soul. And when the quiet moments hit, they hit hard, giving you a breather just long enough to make the next twist even more gut-wrenching. It's one of those games that doesn't just entertain, it lingers with you, makes you feel every choice, every consequence, and reminds you that sometimes the most powerful adventures are the ones rooted in love, loss, and fighting like hell to protect what matters.
Believe me, it's just the beginning.
Alright, that's going to wrap it up for today's video on top 10 best video games with female main characters. I had a blast putting this one together, and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. It seriously helps more than you'd think. And if you're new here or just haven't yet, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the awesome stuff we've got coming up. Trust me, there's a lot on the way. Drop a comment below and let me know your favorite pick from the list. Or if there's a game you think should have made it in, I'm always down to hear what you're playing. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one.